Milestones are a big part of life, and I've had a few awesome ones in my own, including being the first person in my family to graduate college, marrying my wife of now 18 years, and of course the birth of my 3 children. But this video is about 2 other milestones. The first one happened on January 19th, which is when I handed in my resignation to a company I'd worked at for 13 years to become the full-time owner of my own business. And I'll talk more in a bit about what that means, but first I need to rewind to that other milestone. March 3rd, 2023 marked 20 years in corporate America for me. That's 20 years of grinding it away almost exclusively in a cubicle in front of a computer screen, and at one point driving almost 2 hours and 130 miles every work day. And that's time I'll just never get back. But if you learn nothing else from this video about me, I don't regret any of that at all. I'm actually extremely grateful for every opportunity I've ever gotten to expand my skill set and become a better person. I love to learn, and it's that love of learning that's actually got me into the position that I'm in right now. 13 years ago, I moved my family from Ohio to Tennessee, and in the house that we bought, we needed stuff to put in it. And my wife was actually keen on me, someone who didn't own any power tools at all, building this stuff. This is the table saw that my family got me for Father's Day, and it goes without saying this was just the beginning. I began poring over project plans and watching uncountable hours of content by all the original YouTube woodworkers. You know their names, and I fell hard down that rabbit hole. Here's a picture of my very first piece of furniture. Yep, the ubiquitous farmhouse coffee table that I made with my new saw and a Craig jig. And from those humble beginnings, I grew and started my first side hustle selling the other ubiquitous woodworking project, cutting boards. And cutting boards I thought would be simple, not too time-consuming, something I could do on nights and weekends when I wasn't working my day job. And I found a lot of success in it thanks to the rise of social media, specifically Instagram. And as my online presence grew, so did my business, and I was able to plow all that newfound income right back into building the shop of my dreams, one cutting board at a time. But as these things typically go for me, after a few years I got bored and stopped learning, and then something else happened: lockdown. As the pandemic set in, I began doing my day job from home, which opened up a lot of flexibility for me and threw all that commuting time out the window. And at this point, I had dabbled in video production, putting a few things on my YouTube channel, but at this point, honestly, it was still way in the back of my list of things to prioritize. But I decided that it was time to give up that cutting board business, and with my newfound flexibility working from home, I could plow all my attention into building this channel. And just like on Instagram, I found that as my presence grew on YouTube, so did my opportunities, but unlike the finite bubble I created for myself with my cutting board business, I found out that YouTube was a lot more work, and it was getting harder and harder for me to balance my day job with this thing I had created. For 4 years after working my day job, I would spend a couple hours in the evening with my family before bedtime, and then it was back to work. If I wasn't in the shop building and filming, I was in my office editing the footage of the stuff I was building and filming. But as I hit that 20-year milestone, I realized I was sacrificing too much. As a husband and father, I just wasn't doing the things that I should have had time to do, and I was sacrificing relationships, and I was also sacrificing my health. I've gotten myself into the worst physical condition of my entire life. As it turns out, it's not very healthy to sit in front of a computer all day for your day job and then sit in front of a computer all night editing video. Who knew? It was clear to me that something was going to have to change. It was just no longer sustainable for me to give my attention to my day job and to this new career I was starting if I wanted either one of those things to grow anymore. So with careful planning and consideration, and with my awesome wife right by my side step by step, I was able to resolve to do whatever it took to make this leap. But that's the past now, and I want to spend a little bit of time focusing on what this means for the future. First, and most importantly, I'll be transitioning back into having just one job and adding some personal time back in my life to do dad and husband things. That part is for me. And on your end, you should be seeing more of me here on YouTube. It's my goal to provide as much content as I can to help you along in your woodworking journey. Also, I'm launching a Patreon service, and I know a lot of you have asked me in the past why I wasn't already on Patreon. Well, now I feel like I've got enough time to pay attention to it and actually provide something of value to you so that I can build this core community around what I have going on here on YouTube. If you want to check that out, There'll be a link down in the description. If you don't, no worries, I still love you. I've also partnered with Key Apparel to offer MWA Woodworks merchandise. And if you don't know about Key, they've been around for over 100 years making high-quality workwear. And these tees, hats, and hoodies are high quality. I've been wearing them in my shop for a couple of years now, and I can personally vouch that they are a really good product. And to wrap things up, I would just like to give a truly heartfelt thank you to all the people who have made the choice to stick with me all the way to 250,000 subscribers. Honestly, your participation in this journey is what makes it worth doing. And even though I don't know what that next milestone is going to look like in my new journey, I am glad that I've got you guys coming along for the ride. So thanks for watching and have fun in the shop.